Hi, this is Kate from Generate Magic, and today I would like to encourage you, no matter where you are in life, to love all of it and all the parts of your experience, all the different aspects of yourself, including the perceived past parts, past identities, and especially those parts of yourself or of your experience that you consider messy, chaotic, ugly, unlovable, to love those parts of yourself as well, or those parts of your experience as well, or at least, if love does not feel possible for you at this point, to at least stop railing against them and to stop resisting them so much. Because really everything contains a part of God, and so when you're fighting against anything or rejecting anything, you're really rejecting God. And to bring it down to a simple level that you can most likely relate to, resistance always just tends to make our experience that much more unpleasant. Whereas just accepting and just embracing and just going with the flow just makes everything that much more pleasant and enjoyable. Just like when you're getting any sort of like medical procedure done, for instance, and if you're really tense and if you're bracing and just makes it more uncomfortable and more painful. Whereas if you just kind of relax and ease into it and tell yourself, okay, whatever I'm having done, it's not going to last forever, and it just kind of flows so much easier. And so I was thinking about Los Angeles, and I was thinking about how it has all these different components to it. And so it has Mulholland Drive and Malibu and the PCH, and all of these things that we would most people would conventionally consider beautiful. And then there is Sunset Boulevard, and Hollywood Boulevard, which is very chaotic. And I remember one time seeing this man. He was riding on his bike. He was weaving in and out of traffic. He was wearing these pajama pants with like flying, it looked like pizzas that were like flying comets. And he was shouting about UFOs. And it was just this very quintessential image of, it seemed to encapsulate all of what Sunset Boulevard was, and just this pure chaos and craziness. And then one day I was in this residential neighborhood, and I saw this man in a motorized wheelchair, and he was racing down the sidewalk in his wheelchair, full speed. And at the same time, there were these little school children that were just getting out of school that were also walking down the sidewalk, and he was just kind of weaving in and out of them to seem completely oblivious to their presence, and he was just laughing maniacally. And I will never forget that particular image. And again, that just seemed to encapsulate Los Angeles. And I love all of it. I love both the perceived beautiful areas and the perceived ugliness and chaos and messiness. And it just has everything. And it's kind of like, it reminds me of the quote from A Tale, or the opening line of A Tale in Two Cities. It was the best of times and it was the worst of times. And to me, that seems to encapsulate so much of this human existence and all the perceived duality. And really, when you start to step back, all of it just comes together. And just like kind of love can turn into hate, ugliness can turn into beauty, hot can turn into cold, and so on. And so it's not like a stick, but rather it's more like a circle when you really kind of start to think about the human existence. And then above it all is this sense of integration and non-duality. But even within the duality, we can start to see the harmony and the integration, and we can just start to embrace more of it instead of resisting it. And so Los Angeles also, to me, is very much kind of a metaphor where we can see the human identity as sort of being, I don't know if you would call it a microcosm or a macrocosm, or maybe it's just Los Angeles is just sort of like an analogy for our identity. And so there are parts of ourselves that we're very proud to display to the world. And so when our friends and family come to visit us, we're always, quick to take them to the beautiful places like Beverly Hills and Mulholland Drive and Malibu. And so there's all those parts of us that that we're eager to display to the world and that we're very proud of. And then there are the parts of ourselves that we're not so proud of, that we're ashamed of, that we want to bury, that we want to hide. But it's about loving those parts as well and embracing those parts as well and seeing the beauty in them and really bringing them out into the world. And that's what I'm doing as a writer. And even if you're not a writer, I think we all have that ability. If you're a creator, talking about, or even, just in your daily life, right? Talking about these parts of yourself with friends and family, and really it will do by bringing those parts of yourself to the surface, it will actually dissolve a lot of the shame and a lot of the perceived stigma around them, and it will be a very healing experience for yourself, and also it will help to others to connect with you as well, and because perhaps others have aspects of themselves. In fact, I have no doubt that they also have aspects of themselves that they can relate to in this capacity. And so in my writing, my character Hannah is through this character, what I'm doing is I'm bringing out all these aspects of myself, including aspects of myself that I'm not so proud of, and by doing it, and by bringing it out into the world, I feel like I'm showing everybody that yes, these parts deserve love as well. And so that's what I want to leave you with today, is to just really kind of learn to love all of it and learn to embrace all of it, including what you perceive to be the ugly, messy, and unlovable parts of yourself and your experience. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.